my channel. This is Tony Fergie. I want to take the time to thank all my subscribers. The old ones, the new ones, the ones that just keeps coming back because you love what you hear and what you are seeing. And if you're not subscribed, why aren't you? You know those are my little words for you guys. Listen, I'm not sure if you guys saw the news yesterday in Jamaica, where the water in Manchester is coming up underground, and it's coming up so far all the way into people's backyard and in the street. I don't know what's happening in Jamaica. Take a look. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about it.
Behind me is some rising waters. This started right after the passing of Hurricane Melissa a couple of days ago. This water has been rising steadily for the past about 3 or 4 days and is now proven to be very problematic for persons who decide to traverse this space. And we're seeing where persons are even at risk. The houses are being submerged as we speak. So we want to discourage persons from driving along this roadway.
The water is rising now, which we are not sure exactly what is happening, but we are suspecting that the aquifers are a little bit full coming from Hurricane Melissa. This is not the first that the water is rising. It first rose, I think, in 1977, and I think it rose again in 2002. In 77, when it rose in 77, I think 2 persons died. I just want to make a plea again that the persons, members of the public, who are coming very close to the water. We did some testing of the water today and waiting on the samples. I've already spoken to the UE Geology Department and expecting them to come in to give us some answers as to what best we can do. But I just want to caution the public again that nobody should try to cross the water. Behind the hose, there are pits, there are graves, there are things. So we are suspecting that the water may be contaminated. There are still motorists trying to maneuver and pass this, and I want to appeal again to say nobody should pass or try to cross the water or try to come in contact with the water.
Since I'm here, I realize that a number of vehicles have passed the barrier, and there are persons are making their way around to the area. What is it that you have to say to those particular persons?
Well, we're having a difficulty because we closed the road from yesterday with the assistance of the Williams Hill Police. Somehow persons have ignored the barriers and persons want to come and look. We know people have not seen it, especially the younger generation. As I said, it came up in 1977 and it came up again in 2002. So it has been a number of years, decades since it has come up. So people are maybe a little bit interested in what is happening here, but they want to make sure that the safety of the citizens are number one priority. So we're asking persons to obey the rules to see how best they can stay away from it and exactly see that the authorities can come in to fix whatever the problem is.
All right. So beyond that,
Oh, son, touch the water, you know. Come, step away from the water and touch the water.
The water just start, springing up from underground. I'd moved out before the storm. Like the evening before, I came back. It was on Friday morning. I saw some people in my backyard. Normally people would come and get some castor beans. And when I looked closer, there was water up, way up in the backyard, and you could see it ripples, it moving faster than I would normally see it move.
faster, that means you have observed water moving before?
Right. When it came from underground, and then again, in between it had some, but never had so far as to trouble any of the houses, and like after heavy rains, and then it would go down like the sinkhole couldn't carry all of it.
Oh, so there's a sinkhole in the area?
Yes, there's a sinkhole in the area. If you see where that breadfruit tree, a little bit down from that, there's a sinkhole like through here. That water would come. We'd have heavy rains and it carry the water, goes away. And, you know, people be all right. Even in the storm, the culverts were full, but they carried the water. Not the after, you could say it was down. Everybody started coming back. It seems like the underground water level.
Okay, what do you guys think? Listen, as they say, it's not the first time that it happened. They said it happened back in the 70s and then I think the early 2000s. And I think another time in the 90s. I can't remember exactly. This man was saying, the man from the community was saying, but he said when he came home Saturday, the water, I'm sorry, not Saturday, I think it was Monday. He said he came home because he left, you know, when the storm hit. And when he came back, he saw people in his backyard. What's truly happening in this in the parish of Manchester? And what? Wait, what? Okay, I did see the I think he was a counselor that said that they sent the water for testing. How long does those results take to come back? And if he was stopping a little boy from touching the water, what about when they're not there? Because if they think the water is causing some kind of, or if the water is infected, why didn't they just block it off with yellow tape? And I did see that they said that they put in, I guess, a road blockage, and people were moving the road blockage just to drive through there. Jamaicans, please be careful. I know we are rule breakers, and we don't take lightly to rules like that because it's a shorter trip. But don't forget, when you were younger, they said, long cut bring sweat, and short cut bring blood. This is the time to take that into perspective, because right now we can't lose no more lives. Not after this hurricane. Not after they haven't even found everybody yet. So the last thing we need is to find a car sunk because no one listened. Guys, please leave your comment of what's going on in Manchester. And you guys already know Tony love and appreciate y'all. Have an awesome, wonderful, magnificent day.